station crew. Enjoy your stay.
Alright. Welcome back to Space Station 14. This will be another round taking place on Wizard's Den's Lizard server. And specifically, it's on the Tram station, which is an old station from Space Station 13. Still in development, that still needs improvements. Whose main feature or gimmick is that there's a tram in the middle of the station. And it just so happens that I'm willing to be the tram conductor. Who currently is on a service access basis. So I'll be wandering around to find the tram. Before I get there, somebody will have crashed it. So that'll be some damage to repair. Anyway, let me just skip ahead. This is one of our first trips using the tram. I'm getting used to the controls. And as we make it towards the last stop, I see some singularity waves, and I'm thinking that maybe there's a singularity loop, so I accelerate instead of braking. And it just so happens that we go a little too fast. Not too fast to break the entire tram, but just fast enough to break one thruster. Who, because of the currently on testing basis of the tram, is going to be unrepairable. Because because it's not finished yet. And we just can't interact with some of this stuff. So, one thruster broken forever. Now, people are asking me to drive them to the bar, but it just so happens that we've lost one thruster up there, and the other thruster has been turned off somehow. So, we won't be able to repair the up thruster, even though it all needs a screwdriver. For some reason, it's like invincible, uninteractable. But the down thruster will be able to turn on. So as you can see, I'm currently trying to repair. I got my hands on a screwdriver, because I don't have really any tools. There's no tools on the tram shuttle. So, we can't get one of the back thrusters back, but the down thruster, if we go outside to interact with it, can be turned on. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Boop, it's turned on, so now the tram can move again. And it'll move slower this time around. So, we're back in business. Having to manually drive the tram like this. The tram is back! Would have been a short round if the tram got destroyed initially. Anyway, we're gonna be running over a lot of people, so I'll be keeping a counter of it. For no particular reason. So here's one of our new, whatchamacallit. Our new, and renewed, slower now, tram. I'm trying not to run over this guy. But they want to be run over, so we just do it. On purpose. There's going to be a lot of people run over, in case you can't tell. Anyway. Thanks to the weird physics engine, we can crush people across small windows to pass through. Anyway. We'll be driving the tram little by little, just like this. Going across the station back and forth. And you'll be surprised about how many things happen in here. Also, I'm getting a bit worried about all the people I'm running over. So that's currently in my mind as I go down here. Anyhow, let's skip ahead to when something happens. I see the captain walking around here, and I ask them to hopefully declare jaywalking a capital crime, so I don't get blamed for all the people I'm running over. Also, if the counter doesn't seem to be linear, that's because I often skip ahead some people I get run over, because I'm not going to be showing every single people I run over every single time. So that's why the counter is going to be a bit off the trail. Anyway, let's skip ahead. Our cargo technician comes by, and they want to pilot the shuttle because having the cargo shuttle working is not enough for them. They just want, for some reason, you know, that's the gimmick they want to play with today, is to challenge this service shuttle to be part of cargo instead. Anyway. I ask them what is fucking up, and they say crashing, and technically, we only crash once and we repair the damage. Not visiting cargo, which isn't, you know, I'm just going back and forth. That's neither here nor there. That's if we crashed 2 times, and no, we only crashed 1 time. Anyhow, using the power of well thought out arguments, we managed to defend our position as the tram driver. So let's skip ahead. We're going back. A couple of people trying to, for some reason, get on in front of us. So I say insurance frauds these days. That person I ran over said that I've broken their hips, so I need to pay for it. But thankfully, they were jaywalking, so it's fine. You jaywalked. And that's all the answer we need. They do say it's illegal. It's nowhere does it say that it's illegal to jaywalk, but this is an in-testing station, so how about there was also an in-testing space law that I'm gonna be making up on the spot. It's a Tram exclusive capital crime. Yep. Anyhow, let's skip ahead. We'll keep driving. When an announcement is made that for somebody's birthday, there needs to be a meeting inside of a maintenance secret layer. However, that's not anywhere near I can be. So what about if I asked for that birthday to be held on the tram instead? Which would be much better, because I can be there, actually. So we skip ahead, as we keep running over people. Nobody notices the amount of people I've been running over. And they jaywalked. They deserved it. This is what they deserve. Anyway. Also, I started using the bell as a way to communicate with the others. And the birthday party comes aboard. So now we have the birthday party on the tram, so I can participate. Huzzah. And we get some musics too. Some nice tunes. Happy birthday. Anyway, some kind of confrontation happens for some reason. Which is nice. Makes for a change of pace for sure. Anyhow. Let's skip ahead a little bit. We keep just working regularly. All these jaywalkers. I'm doing God's work, one at a time. Anyway, all these crimes, quote unquote, crimes, are catching up to me. as soon enough a court case is currently being organized against me, or against the tram, or the conductor of the tram, I'm not sure. It's the cargo people who once again want to try and claim legally the tram shuttle. Because they're bored in cargo or something. Also, somebody noticed that we have lost a thruster. So we'll be taking a small maintenance break, trying to see if they can repair it, since they'll have more tools than I do. Medical. As you can see, the AIs notice that we are injuring lots of people, often. All the time, really, basically. So we'll be taking a small maintenance break. Doesn't work, so we go back. Alright. And I think this is when the lawsuit gets to me. No. Actually, no, it's a central command fax has been sent. And they've sent clowns, which I've seen actually on the screen at the bottom. I saw the clown shuttle coming in. So there's some ERT, Emergency Response Team clowns coming, thanks to the administrators. Anyway, now the court case comes to me, as I'm asked to be brought to court. We'll be skipping most of the court case because it's nothing, really. But we will get to the results of the court case. Also, I need to figure out where the court is, because I don't know what that is, because all I've seen of this station is the tram line, nothing else. Anyhow, we make it back. Boop.
Attention.
Anyhow. Tram break pending lawsuit. So we head to court. I'll be skipping most of it, but for now, let's see the approach and the participants. Or not. So, the result of the lawsuit. Go faster, basically. And you're immune from all legal claims against you if you go faster. So we head back. However, while we were gone, the ERT clowns took over the tram while I was gone, so we'll have to wait a bit before we can get back on board. I don't mind having other people drive the tram. This is a rare station that doesn't often get played on, and the tram is its own gimmick, so I don't mind sharing with others as long as I get to drive in the end. Also, I recap what the trial is. The decision on the tram case: go faster and kill jaywalkers. So the cargo gets happy because that's a compromise. Go faster, even if it means you kill jaywalkers, because it means you'll be visiting cargo more often. So whatever. So now we wait. I can see what they meant. It's very slow. And yeah, we make it on board. I let the clown drive because that's what I wanted to do. And just as they want to stop driving because they get bored, a dragon attacks. Somehow. They kill a bunch of the moths that were on board for some reason. And I drive and try to let the dragon exit the tram. If we can park somewhere that has exits, the dragon can leave. Which means we'll be safe, somewhat. But because somebody else was driving, they stopped the plan. So I make sure to use the last of my health to park next to the exit. Though it does break the shuttles back a bit. But it leaves an opening so that the dragon can leave. Anyhow, we'll be skipping to when I get back on my feet and back on the tram in a bit. As you can see, the damage, the thruster we lost is still lost, and there's a couple walls missing. Anyhow, time to skip ahead. So we're back. Now the place has been spaced, and the clown ERT is still driving the tram. So we need to let people out and gotta start the repairs so we can get some air back. But because they are a clown, they decide to ruin the round for everybody by crashing the shuttle on purpose and calling it a joke, which really pissed me off. It would be pretty bad if a regular clown did it, but this was an ERT clown. They got a second chance at life from the administrators. And not only that, but also everybody blames me because I'm the tram driver. So not only did the ERT clown who got a second life from the administrators crash the tram and sabotage the station, but I get blamed for it, which really pissed me off. But anyway, it's time to start repairing. I didn't die. Actually, that explosion for some reason only killed the clown and not me, for whatever reason. So I don't know where the metal foam came from because I didn't see an engineer in here. Anyhow, we're gonna need lots of stuff to repair. Power, shuttle console, materials, and engineering won't be helping too much. Actually, the help we will get is from cargo, who will be more than happy to share these resources with us. Also, somebody said that people are snitching on me, but you can't snitch if you didn't see what happened, can you? That's like the opposite of snitching. They're just making stuff up. Or lying, which is the reverse. Is snitching always the truth? Maybe. Anyway, I don't have any tools, I only have a screwdriver. I don't have a scroll bar to open the locked doors. There's a toolbox over there, but I think it's empty. I don't remember, actually. Anyhow. At least now that things are stopped, we can actually repair the damage somewhat. We still have one thruster working up front and one thruster working out back. So if we do have a shuttle console, and some walls and air, we can restore this place. It'll take lots of effort. And actually, nobody's going to put that in that effort apart from me. And the cargo tech. As engineering is not going to be trying out very hard. Science won't be helping us. The ERT clowns are gonna keep trying to make things worse for whatever reason. Anyhow. I asked the engineers what they need to get started on the repairs. So I asked about it. Well, I was going to ask about materials, but I get into a yelling contest with the ERT clown about what they did. You're the worst driver this side of the periphery. Anyway, I get asked officially now to help engineering by getting some materials. So that's what I'll be doing. We'll be skipping ahead a bit. I'll get materials. A lot of materials, actually. Boop. So we get materials, and we bring them on the shuttle. More rumors are spreading inside the communications. That I have a thirst for blood for jaywalkers, which is true, and I am legally bound to kill as many jaywalkers as I can. So I bring materials, so the engineering can stop waiting around, and they can get to work. So now that we have the materials, it's time to work on the shuttle console. Also, I get asked if I can start a blood cult with how many jaywalkers I've killed. And yes, I did kill many jaywalkers. That's not an issue, really. I'm legally immune from that, as the court case decided. Anyway, I asked these people in here to help me with the shuttle. They're not going to be listening very closely, but it'll work out. Anyway, get given even more materials. But we still need that shuttle console. It's really the last piece we need. That and air inside the shuttle. However, evacuation was called, and we won't have time to repair the entire shuttle before evacuation arrives. Though we will get enough to be able to start it again. Which means it could have been repaired if we, had the time, but we didn't, so whatever. This isn't really much about the shuttle, really, but more about the drama of it all. Anyway, it's easy to yell at someone for crashing the shuttle, but when you see them working hard to repair it, while you're just standing there doing nothing, it does get a bit easy to criticize. So we keep trying to repair stuff. As you can see, engineering did nothing. Literally nothing. In the most literal sense of literal. I got the materials, they didn't use them, they left. They gave up, pretty much. So I'll have to do it myself. I don't have any tools. I'm a screwdriver. So I'll have to go ahead and get tools, get a bunch of stuff. Won't be easy. And also, by putting up walls like this, I'll be trapping myself indoors. And without a way to leave, so that's bad. Anyway, I try and make this a good tile, but because of the testing, it doesn't work. So the shuttle is pretty hard to repair, especially with all these invincible parts. Or hard-coded parts, or whatever that is, I don't know. It just doesn't work very well for repairs. Anyway, we'll be skipping ahead. I'm stuck in here without any ways to leave now, so I can talk. I'm not in engineering, I don't have a shuttle board. Anyway, I'm a murderer, and that's for sure. Because I'm legally required to. I kill all jaywalkers. For justice. As my court orders says. And the lawyer who was present during the court confirms my story. Anyway, the court is responsible for me killing all these jaywalkers. And because the research director put a portal nearby that was unconnected, a Borg, who's currently playing with it, is going to manage to teleport in here. And they do have a full set of tools, so I can ask them to break me out. Anyway, that's what we'll be doing. Breaking out. Anyway, one of the ERT clowns came back and is trying to crash the tram again. But thankfully, I have a knife and a taser, both provided from security, from the beginning of the shift, which I skipped. They had an idea that I would be in trouble, and that the tram was a critical station infrastructure. So I tased this clown as they were trying to crash the shuttle, and I tell them to get out of here because they didn't help anyhow. They crashed the shuttle on purpose. Get out of here. But when they say that they've helped, I stop, and I say that it doesn't really matter. We got the shuttle board. We are missing one back thruster, but the front thruster is still working. So if we can restore the back thruster and we can get some air in here, we'll be good. Now we need to turn it back on manually. We do have power from a plasma generator. We gotta make sure that we wire this correctly. I asked if they've got wires, because engineering is still not helping. And a random passenger actually gives me the wires. So now we start wiring stuff back to the thruster, but evacuation is very close by. And the clown once again tries to crash the shuttle. So, you know, I get ready for murder purposes. Anyhow, the evac shuttle is 3 minutes away. We will be able to restore the shuttle to movement capabilities, or at least close to. But we'll just have to head to evacuation, where a turret is going to be shooting people. Anyhow, that was the tram drama. Lots of stuff happened, all from, which I was surprised by, all just from being a tram driver. Plenty of things worked out. But we did manage to make it to evacuation without any trouble. Too much. Anyhow, that was this round of Space Station 13. Hopefully you guys had fun watching this drama, because I had lots of fun driving this tram. And bye. Next time, okay, bye.